For most African immigrants in the U.S., the right to vote is precious. And Ivo Tessong, a Cameroonian American who immigrated to the U.S. in 1986, said voting is something he will never take for granted.
Being fortunate to migrate and come and live in the United States, that civic duty cannot be taken for granted because we know what our families are going through back home. We have a war right now that we've lost many family members, friends, and the government's response has not been adequate to call for a peaceful settlement of the crisis. So here, if we are also complacent, then it's a lose-lose situation.
Tessong is one of an estimated 2.4 million foreign-born African immigrants in the country, most of whom are eligible to vote according to the U.S. Census figures. He owns a technology business in Silver Spring, Maryland, and is the chairperson of the U.S. Cameroon Democracy Network. And although he is supporting Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden, he has helped register people of all political beliefs.
What we're trying to do is let each and every community member understand that we cannot stay in the fringes and not get involved, because those issues that are important to the mainstream Americans are also very important to us. As a community, go and vote early. If it rains, please take an umbrella, sit in, stick it out.
A new report by the Pew Research Center found that Black voters of all backgrounds are among the most motivated in the 2020 election.
Of those who were coming from among Black immigrants in the United States, we did see a five-fold increase of the total population coming from who are Black and immigrants. So this is really high in terms, and this makes up about 10% of the Black American population are immigrants.
That was Neil Ruiz, an Associate Director of Global Migration Demography Research at the Pew Research Center. The center found that voters with African heritage are poised to continue playing a large role since they are younger than the electorate at large.
4 in 10 Black eligible voters are millennials or Gen Zers, so they're younger. So in all 9 battleground states, for instance, millennials, those who are currently ages 24 to 39 in 2020, make up a slight plurality of all Black eligible voters.
And although polls have found that majority of Black voters back Biden in the presidential election, the African diaspora is not a monolithic voting group. There are no definitive surveys as to its political leanings. In the Somali American community in Minneapolis, some say they are voting Republican. Sofia Yassin Farah said she has grown disillusioned after years of voting for Democrats.
When I saw the kids, they don't have programs. They don't have any community, centers that can help the kids. We have a lot of problems with kids with drugs. We have a lot of kids with, who went to prison. They were born during that 20 years that I lived here. And when I look at the policies, Democrats, it's just going to stay the same.
Others in the African diaspora stressed the need to think local first, regardless of party lines. Olanike Adebayo lives in Miami and has roots in Nigeria through her father. A lawyer, she ran for circuit court judge and lost both times. Adebayo says a host of offices matter besides the national posts.
November is very important for all of us, but I'm always stressing that local elections matter. They affect your everyday life, your local officials. We have constitutional issues and county referendums, and all those are important. But the people who do your everyday life, your councilwomen, your men, your school boards, your judges, those are your primaries, and that's when it's really important to vote.
Salem Solomon, VOA News, Washington.